I failed forward for years and years and years. Failing forward is the key to long-term success. Why? Because you actually learn more from what not to do. Does that make some sense? Like in my early years, I was very aggressive, very impatient. I didn't really listen to people. Like I didn't listen to my upline. I didn't listen to my prospects. I just thought like everybody would join. I thought it was like a no-brainer. And then I thought everybody would actually, work hard and be coachable. And then what I found very quickly is that most people are not coachable. Most people are what we like to call uncontrollable. And guess what? Yours truly was one of those people. I was definitely uncontrollable. But over the years and failing over and over and over and over again, eventually, after about 7 years from the time I joined to the time I actually cracked a 6-figure annual income where I could fire my boss. And you know what? It took 7 years, but really it was just a matter of making a decision. I got sick and tired of struggling. I got sick and tired of relying on other people. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go on a run. And I became a routine machine. And I learned what worked. And I learned, like I said, what didn't work. Now, I will say that was back before social media was a thing, but it was still very similar back then. Even before social media, you had to talk to a lot of people and you had to get them to a presentation. Like that was the mindset. You were always filling the funnel. Whether your goal is to make a little bit of money or a lot of money, you want to go fast, you want to go slow. By the way, it is easier to go fast than slow. A lot of these strategies that I'm going to go over are going to help you with rank advancing, mastering what's most important. And I can tell you, whether it was old school belly to belly network marketing or, new school online network marketing, direct sales, whatever you want to call it, the bottom line is you have to expose people to the tools. So tip number 1, you must get people in front of a tool. Don't be a fool. Use a tool. Now, a tool could be your opportunity presentation. It could be a video that talks about your product or the compensation plan, or it's just your ATM groups, right? How many of you use the ATM system, add tag message? If someone expresses interest in your product or opportunity, you simply add them to the group, tag them in the tool that does the talking for you. Even if you could do the presentation, even if you could explain the products, it's better to get them in front of a tool because people will do what you do. And they'll say, whoa, all you did was add me to a group, tag me in a video. Like I can do that. So that's why the simplicity of ATM is so effective. Now, could you just send someone a video? Could you just send them before and after pictures or, testimonials? Sure. But there is something about the social proof inside of a group. So in my opinion, if somebody's serious about this and they're wanting to get off to a great start, you don't want to treat people like a number, but it is a numbers game. So in the beginning, it's all about helping them figure out what is their goal. There's a getting started training, a getting started checklist, like make sure they have some of that. They understand the basics of the system. And I would recommend all of you go back through the getting started training because here's the truth. No matter how awesome the training is, most people are not going to watch it. And even if they do, they say people only retain 7 to 10% what they hear the first time. So that means 90% of what they see and hear, they forget. So you are their guide. They partnered with you. You want to steer them in the right direction. So let them know, hey, you got to get people in this group. You got to tag them in the videos. And then here's the third piece is the message, putting them in a group message with other people. Now, I recommend especially if you're going on a recruiting run. Number 1, you want to have some type of follow-up book where you can keep track of all the people that you're adding to the group. That's number 1. Then you want to let people know like, hey, I added you to this group. Let me know once you're in so I can tag you in the video that explains. Now, let's say we're talking about recruiting that explains the company, the products and the compensation and, getting started. Right? So we have like a 23-minute presentation. We also have a 3-minute video as well. So kind of depends on the person's attention span, right? You'd rather they all watch the 23-minute video, but hey, we also have a 3-minute video. We also have short product videos. The point is you get them in the group because there's social proof, there's simplicity there. And if you're always filling the group with people, it's like you're always filling the funnel, right? And again, if you wanted to sign up 10 customers, you probably need to get at least 20 to 30 people into that group. Probably more than that. Realistically. Again, you don't want to treat people like a number, but it is a numbers game. Now, here's the beauty. Because I keep track of all my people, in my follow-up book, now listen, you can get any notebook. It doesn't matter. You just need something to write down the names and numbers. Now, I know there's CRMs and automation funnels. All that is great. when you have a big following. I still today write down every single person I ATM. Not every person I'm talking to, but every person I add to the groups. And I can go back through and look, like in this, whatever this 1 week was. Okay. So I ATM 20 people. All right. And I enrolled Jonna, Julie, Melanie, Sandy, and Shelby. So that's 5 out of 20. And by the way, some of these people I'm still working on. Some of these people, they ignored me after 4 or 5 messages. So I crossed them off my list. Okay. Let's go to the week before that. All right. I ATM 20 people. I enrolled Yesenia, Florence, Mary, Susanna, Melanie, Tanya, and Brandon. So that's 7 out of 20. But do you see how like I'm keeping track? So I can go back through and follow up with these people, right? And I can go page to page. I can see all the people that I'm ATMing, all the people that I've crossed off, the ones I've circled. I always put FU next to their name because that means I followed up. Okay, so I've been doing that for literally like 20 years, keeping track of the people I'm talking to. And listen, if you say, well, I'm not, I don't have that many people to talk to. First of all, yeah, you do. In fact, let me know in the comments, how many Facebook friends do you have and or followers? How many on Instagram? How many on LinkedIn? How many people are in your cell phone? How many text messages do you have? How many names? The point is, let's say you went out there and I don't know, you have like 100 friends on Facebook and you signed up 10 of them. How many of you would be excited if you signed up 10 out of 100 people that you're connected to online? Okay. I know most of you say, yeah, that'd be awesome. Okay. That means you got to go get 90 people to tell you no. Again, you don't want to treat people like a number, but it is a numbers game. You don't have commission breath, but you're not going to make money if you're not talking to a lot of people, especially if you're in launch mode, you're in beast mode, like launching and creating the curiosity. Like as people always ask me, like, what should I do? How should I announce my business? Listen, you need to go live. You need to do reels. You need to do stories. Now, do you have to do all of that? No, but if you want to build fast, if you start telling your story, why you're starting something new, why you're excited. In fact, you should have 2 different whys. Why you're starting something new, like your personal reason why. This is very important. This is important when you're reaching out to people. This is important when you're, connecting with people, you're having conversations with your products, your business, because people relate to people. If you're like, hey, I really wanted to pay off all my student loans and my credit card debt, or, I've got 3 jobs right now. Like I'm looking to get rid of at least 2 of them. Or, hey, I just want to make what I'm making right now, but I want to make money from home so I can spend more time with my kids because right now we're having to pay for daycare and it's expensive and, someone else is raising my kids. I'd rather mommy care. Like whatever your reason is, like, hey, I want to retire my husband, retire my wife. I want to, retire my parents. My parents are in their 70s and they're still working. Like whatever your story is, people relate to people. So you want to have that why, your personal reason. And then the other why this company, why this product. And you don't want to say, oh, the ingredients or this, that, and the other thing. Talk about the benefits. Talk about what it does, not what it is. What is the benefit of this product? Why do you love this product? And by the way, you can be authentic. You can tell like, hey, this product has all these benefits. I love it because of this and this. Maybe it doesn't taste good. Or maybe it tastes amazing and it works well, but it's a little expensive. It's always good to kind of throw in a little bit of it's weird to say this, but like a little bit of a negative. Like if it's like, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 9 out of 10. Well, what's that one reason it's not a 10 out of 10? It could be that, hey, it's a little pricey. Oral peptides, a little expensive. You want to figure out a way to position your product, position your business as something exciting, something unique, but also, again, get personal. Tell them your personal reason why you're doing this, why you love this company, why you love this product, but also be real. Like, look, I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started because I really want to pay off my debt, because I really want to spend more time with my family, whatever that reason is. And then again, get really good at ATM, add tag message, adding them in the group, tag them in the video. And look, if you go, well, what group? What video? Talk to your upline. That's what they're here for. Most of you probably use ATM. I know a lot of you work with us in Nueva, but whatever your company, whatever your product, you need to have a system for exposure. Expose, involve, upgrade. So you expose them to the products, you get them involved in a community, and then you get them to upgrade. They go from prospect to customer to distributor, whatever that looks like. And then here's the other piece. This is the missing piece with a lot of you. You get them in the group, you tag them in the information. The final piece, get them in a chat. So the chat on Facebook Messenger replaces the need to do a 3-way call. Like I love 3-way calls, but I hardly ever do them for a couple reasons. One, it's hard with everybody's schedule these days, right? Everybody's busy. Everybody's got things going on. As much as I love a 3-way call, here's the real issue. I could do the best 3-way call in the history of 3-way calls. You can't go back and revisit that conversation. You can't go back to a 3-way call you did 2 weeks ago or 2 years ago, but the chats, They're like forever three-way calls. Why? Because you take your prospect, you put them in a chat with your upline, you can go back to that chat over and over and over again. You can go back to that chat 10, 15, 20, 50 times to follow up with that person and revisit that conversation. I love that. Plus, everybody can respond when they have time. So the way I do it is it's me and my prospect, and then I just randomly grab 4 other leaders and we'll just tag team it. We'll just answer that person's questions, get to know them a little bit. The power is they're seeing the system in action. Like, hey, could you do what I'm doing with you right now? Add people to a group, tag them in a video, set up a chat so that you can earn while you learn. Like, this is not rocket science. It couldn't be easier. It could not be easier. But the thing is, we have to teach them all the things, right? Creating conversations and creating curiosity. That's the front end. That's like step 1. If you're not posting and you're not prospecting, you're probably not going to be profitable. Like, if you want to be profitable, there's only 2 ways to get into a conversation. It's through your marketing and people come to you, or it's through your prospecting, you're going to the people. In fact, I think one of the things that's going on right now is you see a lot of people that are using like ChatGPT and drop info in the comments, and then they're sitting back hoping people are going to ask for info. That's not how it works. First of all, it's just very salesy to do that. It's better to just teach and say, or share your journey. Like, hey, I'm starting something new. Here's why I'm doing it. Here's why I'm excited. I know this won't be easy, but oh my gosh, like I haven't been this excited in a long time. And you're just sharing with people the story, the experience. Maybe you get your products and you do an unboxing. Maybe you interview your upline, right? Maybe you start using the products every morning and you're recording little videos. In fact, that's actually a really good tip for those of you that are like, I don't know how to create curiosity, or I don't know how to talk about these products. Just start like recording yourself taking the products in the morning. Maybe you make your morning coffee, you make your nitro, or whatever your products are. You got supplements, you've got whatever your product is. You got a skincare product, like you're putting it on, you're trying it on, you're reading the benefits and the ingredients. You're like, wow, this is really cool. Like I didn't know it had lion's mane or whatever, right? So the point is you're like experiencing the products, but publicly, right? You're experiencing the products and sharing the journey, sharing the experience with your followers, with your network. So again, it's a combination of posting and prospecting, and you don't want to rely on it. You don't want to sit back relying on people to reach out to you. You should be starting conversations. Now, people ask me, well, how many conversations should I start per day? I'm like, as many as you can, like at least 10. Start with your existing network, your friends, your followers, the people in your cell phone, the people you're connected to, whatever. But then go find some like-minded Facebook groups. Facebook groups are still probably the best online networking opportunity for all of you. Let's say you're really into, pickleball, like me, right? Let's say you drive Teslas like we do, right? Like whatever, go into groups, right? Let's say you're a huge, Baltimore Ravens fan. Could you be in some Baltimore Ravens groups? Go join some groups. Go be a part of these online communities, and don't go in there to sell and pitch. Go in there to make friends. I tell this story all the time because it was probably my first and my best story or example of somebody that listened to a training like this and immediately took action. And this was back in the early days of Facebook groups. So this woman, she was not having success with her existing network of people. They were not interested in what she was promoting, but she was like, I really want to build a new network of people. And she was really into scrapbooks. So she went and joined just like 3 scrapbooking groups. And she went in there, took my advice. She didn't go in there to sell and pitch. She just went in there to make friends. She just went in there commenting, sharing ideas. Does that make sense? Like just going in there to meet new people. What a concept. Literally within 30 days, she acquired 30 customers, never sold anything in those groups, by the way. She never went in there pitching her stuff. She just went in there commenting, sharing scrapbooking ideas, right? Engaging, sending out some friend requests with the people that she interacted with, built up this whole new list of friends from that group because that's what she was into. So that's what all the people in that group were into. Then they were like, hey, what's this product? Like they saw her sharing before and after pictures and, like doing little videos of her taking the product. And lo and behold, she ended up getting literally 30 customers that very first month from complete strangers. And then she got some of those customers to start putting up referral posts on their page. So they started promoting the product to their network, and Like before they knew it, some of them were actually becoming distributors and getting involved in the business side because they had all these people responding. And it's like, hey, you can make the money or I can make the money. Either way, it doesn't matter to me, but I'd rather you make the money, right? So she started enrolling these customers. So she started rank advancing because of this, because she went into groups not to sell and pitch, but to make friends, to meet new people. So whatever you're into, maybe you're into hiking. Maybe you're into traveling, or, maybe you join some local Facebook groups. Like there's groups on Facebook of people that are literally in your local community. And what better people to network with than people that are, in your backyard? Or how about your company is opening up a new market, a new country? You can go into groups, right? In Spain. You can go to groups in Italy. You can go to groups in the UK. The point is you can meet people literally all over the world through Facebook groups. Facebook groups are such an underutilized tool. You're making those connections, right? You're starting conversations. You're also posting or creating curiosity, but also don't rely on that. Don't just sit back waiting for people to ask you. You have to start conversations. And what a better time to do it than right now, right? Reaching out to people. What are you excited about these days? Write these questions down. These are questions I use. Hey, it's been a while. How's the family? What'd you do for the holidays? What are you focused on these days? What's got your attention? These are just some ideas to start conversations. Now listen, people always say, how do I transition? You just ask them. I straight up say, hey, I know this is totally out of left field, but I had to ask. And then you pop the question. The reason I'm reaching out to you is because I'm launching something new. I've been searching for a while. Maybe it's, you lead with the product. Like I've been really looking for a product that can help me with ABC and I think I found it. Or you lead with the business. Say, hey, I've been looking for a way to, pay off this or fire my boss or not have to drive Uber part-time, like whatever, spend more time at home. Whatever your reason is. Again, you might have a business reason. You might have a product reason, right? So you want to just say, hey, look, the reason I'm reaching out to you is because. So you're getting from that like rapport building, like, hey, how are you? How's the family? What's up? To like, okay, now let's pop the question. Do not be afraid of asking people if they're open, because the bottom line is if you don't ask, the answer is always no. And here's the other thing. Sometimes they're like, abso-freaking-lutely. What do you got? I'm always open to another income stream. I'm always open to getting in shape, losing weight. I'm always open to natural products, like whatever it is. But if you don't ask, the answer is always no. You'd be shocked by how many people are curious, but they won't reach out. They won't comment, but they're watching. And I just can't tell you how many people over the years, because I was proactive, because I kept nurturing that relationship, that when the timing was, even though they were a no, they were just a no, not now, no, not yet. In fact, write this word down. This might be the most important word for all of you, yet. I'm not good at the ATM system yet. I'm not getting a lot of responses on my curiosity posts yet.